After-sales service has become one of the most important factors of all in determining competitive vehicle market shares and the overall success of vehicle manufacturers.
Oh, that's lovely. You look so beautiful on Saturday. Now, come along. We've got a million things to do.
We've done it, Ray. They want to see our whole range in Bologna next weekend.
Don't you worry yourself, sir. It'll be on tonight's van. Guaranteed.
Look. Oh, no. Help.
Stone smashed the headlight while I was coming down the A5 this morning.
I need that van for the night run to Glasgow. I'll get on to Ford's.
Bologna next weekend.
Help.
This is the biggest single-story building in Europe. Recently modernized at a cost of £7 million, it covers 1.6 million square feet on a 138-acre site. This is Ford Parts Distribution Daventry. More than 50 trucks a day bring in 200 tons of materials from 2,000 external suppliers at an annual cost of £250 million. 94,000 different part and accessory lines are stored on 115,200 meters of shelving to supply all Ford cars, vans and trucks 10 years after the model manufacturer ends, together with a motograph range covering all makes. 1,400 Ford personnel caring for the customer, sending out 55,000 parts order lines a day to 500 main dealer outlets, dispatching to them 50,000 tons of parts and accessories per year, meeting the needs of dealers in the UK and in more than 100 countries in the rest of the world.
My neighbour says that the top hose for my radiator is worn. So I thought if I could get a new one, then he could fit it this morning because he's on nights. You see, I've got to get to Tiverton to collect the cake because my neighbour's going to ice it this evening. And without that car, I just don't know how I'm going to complete all the things I've got to do.
Right, madam. Firstly, do you know what car it is? Which model?
Ford dealer staff are encouraged to familiarise themselves with the parts range and to attend training courses that keep them up to date.
Oh, yeah, X.
X registration.
Yeah.
That's fine. That would make that 1981.
Oh, that's it.
Now, do you know what CC the car is, madam? 1100, 1300. The badge on the back of the car?
Oh, 1.3.
1.3, that's fine.
Yeah.
The Finis identification control of a part is common throughout Fords. The Finis code is entered into a computer system linked to Ford called DARTS. This shows what the stock situation is, its price, and where it can be found on the dealer's shelves.
Right, let's just see if we got one.
The Finis code parts number is entered into DARTS. This provides the customer with an invoice and record of every detail of the transaction. Meanwhile, the computer deducts the part that's been sold from current stock.
Right, that'll be £3.74 then, please.
Oh, thank you ever so much. You've been so helpful. I don't know how you find everything so quickly.
On Friday, I used DARTS to go into the parts procurement routine. The computer has analysed the sales purchases of the previous week and will give me a breakdown of the recommended order. I then release the stock order, which is produced for the following Monday. We review the stock order on the Tuesday, adjust and amend, and it's then released and transmitted to Ford Motor Company on the Wednesday. It is then processed by Ford Motor Company on the Monday, picked and billed to us on the Tuesday, and we receive the parts within that week. Darts is updating daily, and it will give us a breakdown of our stocking lines when we go into the computer, and it will tell us exactly what we have on order with Ford Motor Company and the stock we can expect to receive from Daventry.
Ford Daventry receives 37,000 or more dealer stock order lines from the UK each day, covering approximately 100 dealer outlets. Most of these come through the Darts computer system. All dealers are allocated a day of the week in which to submit the stock orders, and delivery is made within 5 working days. The dealer will restock the radiator hose that Gloria bought by including it in the next stock order sent to Ford Daventry. Each part in the Ford range is identified by a 7-digit number called the Finis code for ease of processing. All orders are processed by the computer to update the records and to produce picking documents and invoices. This means that Ford will know what's been ordered so that they can replace it.
Daventry is a worldwide operation. We play a key role in what is the most comprehensive distribution system in Europe. We supply European Ford Parts depots located in such countries as Belgium, France and Italy. These European depots supply dealer outlets which are based in their own countries, and the total number of these outlets is approaching 3,000. Outside of Europe, we also have Ford locations in such countries as Australia and New Zealand. And in those countries where we don't have a Ford location, we can reach our customers by using our overseas dealer network or our UK export houses. We're very proud of the fact that parts from Daventry for Ford European models can be found in countries from Australia through to Zambia, and that we receive and process 5,000 export order lines a day.
The replacement stock order for Gloria's hose will be incorporated with a weekly stock order from the dealer. The order will be processed overnight by the computer. Documents will be delivered the next day to this shipping and scheduling office. The documents will then be outsorted by areas of the warehouse and delivered to specific areas of the warehouse. They will then be picked, packed and delivered to the shipping bank, where they will be shipped the next day to the dealer. The scheduling office is here to ensure that the documentation produced by the computer arrives at the specific areas of the warehouse for picking in time to be picked and support shipping programs which are predetermined.
The warehouse is divided into 4 main sections. B building, light bulk and fast-selling items and the main receiving shipping banks. C building, heavy parts, axles, engines. D building, 500,000 square feet containing all sheet metal and exhaust systems with its own shipping and receiving bank. A building and other designated areas are specially equipped for parts that pose a particular fire risk, such as rubber, foam and plastic. The entire site is controlled by stringent fire regulations and a comprehensive sprinkler system. 955 people keep the warehouse operations running.
The parts which are picked straight into the roller containers remain in that roller container until such time as they reach the dealer's premises. Dealers' orders are processed in such a way that the picker always follows the most effective route throughout the warehouse. The sequence of the picking path also takes into consideration the weight and size of the part to ensure orders are not damaged. The warehouse is like an enormous supermarket, with the customer the most important person. All our efforts are geared to ensuring the stock is in the picking fronts so that the picker can achieve that most vital customer function.
Roller containers containing dealers' orders are transported to our shipping banks by multi-order picking trucks. They are then dropped on the shipping bank. The truck returns with empty roller containers. The dealers' orders are then checked against shipping documentation and loaded into 40-foot box trailers across automatic dock levelers. Each trailer, in fact, will carry 45 roller containers. Each bay at Daventry is dedicated to distribution to a specific traffic area. And there are in fact 6 regional traffic areas in the UK. And trailers leave Daventry and deliver to a brake bolt centre which is situated within that traffic area. Trailers are then offloaded and the roller containers are redistributed within that area, normally using smaller vehicles. We can expect to ship 10,000 40-foot trailers to UK destinations each year, and in the region of 4,000 trailers to European and rest of the world destinations.
And thank you too, Daventry.
The customer isn't just buying a machine. He is buying a complete service of aftercare, which will last the life of a vehicle.
Yeah, it's the front near side wing for a 87 Granada.
Yes, sir, I understand your problem. Would you like to hold on a minute, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Look, we've got a bit of a problem near side Granada wings. I thought we had some. Yes, sir. Near side. 1647140.
I can look up the part's history by going to the computer and punching FP to get the history of the part and see why we are out of stock. Hello, sir. We seem to have had a run on these wings, actually, and we won't be getting it till next Friday.
Now look here. I'm about to do the most important business deal of my life, and I'm not going to turn up in a bent motor car. I get the ferry on Friday night.
The reputation of after-sales service is made or broken at the day-to-day interface between franchise dealer and the customer.
For goodness sake, the car's only a few months old. Ford must have a wing somewhere.
Our whole emphasis here at Daventry is to provide excellent parts availability. Consignments are received daily from our suppliers to ensure supply meets demand. Hence our ability to support Brian's urgent requirement of a Scorpio wing. Demand patterns are volatile. They are influenced by such things as a change in the weather, changes to the economy, etc. We have to respond promptly to these situations. Our procurement activity of some 110 employees ensure the correct part is available at the right time with the lowest cost and the best quality.
Yes, there shouldn't be any problem.
To preserve quality, we have more than 80 people making sure that all parts are properly packed and protected. As parts are received from our suppliers, they are unloaded on the receiving bank, and the clerks in the office, by remote control to the mainframe computer, enter the information which identifies the part. The mainframe computer processes that input and produces output to the receiving office, which identifies where the part should be placed within the warehouse.
The Ford parts and motorcraft names are synonymous with quality, and rigorous checks by quality control at all stages of the production line will stop the inclusion of faulty parts into the Daventry inventory.
Indeed, we offer with many of our parts a lifetime guarantee, and that means that if a part is replaced during the lifetime of the vehicle and that part fails again, then we will replace that part totally free of charge, and a participating dealer will charge nothing for the labour in fitting that part. I don't think you can find a better proof of our belief in the quality of our parts than that.
Once the parts have been checked, those pallets are lifted up by forklift truck and loaded onto trailers which form part of an automatic guided vehicle system, our AGV. The trailers are sent to the section by an address label on the parts, which are programmed into a computer, which tells the tug of the AGV to come and collect those parts wherever they are and pull the trailers away to the destination for which they are intended. On arrival at its location on the AGV track, it is removed from the trailer and placed in its location, already predetermined, and the computer is advised that it is there.
Now I know exactly where I can get one of those wings, sir. If you'd like to hang on a moment.
Okay, I'll hold.
I'll do a VOR on that. Through the DOS machine, which means direct order entry system, I ring direct to Ford's at Daventry to check on stock availability.
Ford Data Center. Enter DOS code. Enter finish and quantity. Quantity available. Enter.
Now I know the part is available and the customer is in desperate need. I order through a VOR system, which means vehicle off the road and takes priority over stock orders.
Transmission completed. Thank you. Please disconnect.
We receive at Daventry 13,000 VORs a day for picking from our UK dealers, and we expect to pick those the same day.
Thank you.
The computer produces our VORs on different paperwork which indicates priority. The VOR picker, having picked that order, goes straight to the shipping bank, where the order is loaded onto the first available vehicle for shipment to the area where that dealer is operating. The computer perpetually reconciles actual stock with stock records, whilst marketing and purchase are balancing figures that ensure the Daventry parts are at the most competitive price.
Thank you, Daventry.
A customer satisfied with after-sales service is 3 times more likely to buy a Ford again than a dissatisfied customer.
Look, I'm really in stuck. They all need their stuff delivered yesterday, but this is special. That blood plasma's got to be up the motorway tonight. I need that headlight.
Good afternoon, Ford Motor Company.
For real emergency, we do have a maximum priority system, which we in fact call Maxis. We have 14 correspondents, take 77 telephone calls each day. We give us a total of around about 1,000 telephone calls coming into the department from the dealer organisation each day. We get calls on behalf of midwives, doctors, police vehicles off the road, specialised vehicles like heavy goods trucks, which will carry livestock or even perishable goods. And then the correspondent, from that information, ascertains whether he has an emergency on his hands and to take special action. The majority of orders are processed through our normal ordering system without any special intervention from us. It's in the minority where the parts are not available through the normal order system, where we at Daventry have to take special care. Also, we get involved where the dealer is unable to identify the particular part he requires and where the part is not available or indicated on the microfiche.
That is fine, we have got stock available of that. Leave it with me, I'll make the necessary arrangements and I'll call you back later on. Cheerio, Dave, bye. When I receive a call like that, I raise an emergency picking document, a maxi. You raise approximately 100 plus a day, and each one of these has to be written manually and picked manually. Providing we receive the call before 3 o'clock, we will make arrangements for it to be dispatched that day.
Maximum priorities need special effort. We know all the Ford transport systems available according to the time of the day, and we can make arrangements for the dealer to collect at our will call system at 3:30 each afternoon.
We obviously have requirements for express and rush orders, and fundamentally we will do whatever we need to do to get parts to a dealer on time. If it's possible, we will do it.
Yes, I managed to get the part you were asking me for. If you can get your will call van down here as soon as possible, the customer should have the part by about 4 o'clock.
Cheers. Ford has set itself a primary strategic goal: leadership in customer care.
Daventry distributes its parts through the main dealer organisation, and they in turn distribute parts through 3 main areas of their business. Firstly, through their workshops in servicing the Ford customer's car. Secondly, through their parts retail counter, through their shop. And thirdly, and perhaps most importantly in volume terms, they wholesale parts to trade customers throughout the area. And of course, to enable them to do this, we must ensure that our parts are competitively priced so that they can offer competitively priced parts to all their customers. The objective of the Daventry operation is to give the customer the ability to maintain his vehicle as it was when he originally purchased it. Our whole philosophy is, through our purchase operation, to buy in parts as the same standard and quality as the new vehicle at the best possible prices. Our supply people make certain those parts come into the depot, and we then distribute those parts to our dealers so that they can serve the customer and maintain his vehicle to that same standard. The importance of this in the cost of ownership is vital. For example, with insurance companies, a very integral part in the way they view our vehicles is the cost of repairs, and those parts therefore have got to be very competitively priced and of course bring the vehicle back to its original standards again.
This is the might of Daventry lined up to serve you, the parts customer.